All right, everybody, what is up? We are back with some Division Two Chair League playoff action going on here very shortly. We do have the Division Two leaders. You face Braxis taking on the Trog squad, who we did get to see last in action last week. So I'm very excited to cast another game of You Face Braxis. They're always very entertaining to watch. A few weeks back, we had a special show match when Rixher for Kids' opponents didn't show up, and they played against You Face Braxis, and it was a very competitive match, so, despite the skill gap.
Yeah, definitely. You Face Braxis is a very strong team, and I'm sorry, I don't have the other names of the team in front of me, but they got their work cut out for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, Truck Squad is definitely in a position here. This is You Face Braxis always looks very strong whenever they come to play. Like I said, that Rixer for Kids should honestly be playing an HGC Open. I think they were probably more formed recently.
Yeah.
But they would definitely be competitive in the HGC Open, in my opinion, against some of the teams I've seen. Definitely not Heroes Hearth level. Nobody's going to be on Heroes Hearth level, but they would definitely be competitive team with teams like Flame is Lame, Donkeys Are Us, those teams. So
Definitely, yeah.
So our first game, we are going to Cursed Hollow, and we're just going to get this started right now.
Hopping right over into the draft screen, and we are going to see what each team is thinking. I believe we have You Face Braxis on the left. On the blue side?
Yes.
Okay,
You face Braxis is the home team, meaning they are on the left side. We see the Garrosh banned instantly. No hesitation out of Trog Squad right there. Kelsuzad, the follow-up ban.
That seems to be a pretty common ban format at this point. Garrosh is very strong, as is Kel'Thuzad, and these are just some pretty meta bans right there. We see the Dahaka pick come from Trog Squad. Dahaka very good on Cursed Hollow. We discussed it earlier. His ability to move around the map, all the various little nooks and crannies with fog right next to it make Dahaka a very dangerous presence, especially in the late game.
Yeah, he gets double value on these large maps with his ability to split push a lane up to the gates, deny the other team that very valuable XP, and then come back to a team fight and help them take the objective is very valuable. But we see the Anubrak come out on the side of You Face Braxis, and we're going to see what their follow-up to that is going to be. It'll probably be the Greymane.
Yeah, Greymane and Anubrak is a pretty common combination, though they might want to lock in their support right now because supports do tend to go off the board pretty quickly, and they elect to go that route with Tassadar. Tassadar, a very strong pickup. We all know what Tassadar is capable of. He's a top-tier hero with his shielding and his plasma damage and his ability to just create these spaces and fights that can be very awkward with Force Wall as well.
Very much so. I am wondering who they're going to be thinking about in order to pair that Tassadar with. Tracer is always an option, though that's a little gimmicky. We'll probably see something along probably Greymane still or Vala.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Greymane makes it that far, but we do see Falstad and Rhaegar come out from the side of Trog Squad. Falstad with that global presence, Dahaka with that global presence, Rhaegar with the Ancestral and the ability to move quickly across the map with his wolf form.
Yeah, this is a very smart draft coming out of Trog Squad right now. They say, okay, fine, you've got probably one of the best tanks in the game and one of the best supports in the game. We're gonna go global. We're gonna constantly split soak and then just show up to the objective when we're needed.
Yeah. The idea is to become a stronger team faster with the global soak, and Dahaka and Falstad definitely have the ability to do that. We see you face Braxis hovering that Illidan ban. Illidan's very, very strong right now, and he's not a hero you want to deal with if you don't plan on picking him.
Right, and they also hover that Genji ban as well, and I really like that. I like both bans, honestly.
Yeah, Genji's probably the better ban if you don't plan on taking Genji. He's very disruptive, does a lot of damage, he has a lot of mobility, he has ranged attack as well. Just a real complete package on Genji's kit.
Now, on the side of you face Braxis, it is possible we do see that Illidan paired up with a Zarya, because that would give Illidan just shields for days to get whatever he needs done.
If they elect to go that route, it wouldn't be a bad pickup. Ariel coming out as the ban, probably a smart ban. You know Ariel complements another support best these days, and when you have Tassadar, you can kind of assume they're going to making a battery pick that would complement Ariel. So this just kind of shuts down that double support option.
Yeah, and we're gonna see what you face Braxis decides to pick next. We're probably gonna see a damage and another tank, or possibly even another support. Though if they Greymane still is on the board.
I would fully expect to see Greymane or Vala here. One of those two heroes are probably the strongest picks that you can take right now that complement Tassadar.
Yeah.
Malthael works to an extent as well, but I don't know if they want to commit to a Malthael at this moment.
Well, he would. Oh.
The new Lieutenant Morales.
Now, I don't think this is going to be a Stim Drone Morales. I think this is going to be a Medevac Morales.
It's very possible they might want the Medevac to keep up with the global presence that Dahaka and Falstad brings. But that being said, putting a Stim Drone on Vala while she has Tassadar shields with lifesteal is devastating.
This is very true. If you're Trog Squad, how do you respond to this? I mean, they kind of... Honestly, this is a lot of weight for Vala to hold. I want to see one more damage dealer come out. I mean, yeah, Tassadar does put out a lot of damage, but for Vala to be the only DPS on the team is a lot to expect. We see the Diablo come out, and I love this pick.
Yeah, Diablo's very strong. I was going to suggest that you face Brax, or Trog Squad definitely wanted a second tank to help deal with this Vala, and Diablo's probably one of the best pickups you can take. Following that with the Gul'dan. Gul'dan doesn't really fall into the category of someone who's intimidated by a Vala with shields and Stim drones, because he has the ability to just put out massive amounts of damage constantly that can be even too much for a Vala and Tassadar to keep up with. So Gul'dan's probably a really strong pickup there, and the Horrify also creates a situation where you might be able to isolate the Vala away from the Tassadar and the Lieutenant Morales, giving you those precious seconds you need to pile damage on.
You're absolutely right, but I'm very, very curious as to see what you face Braxis' last pick is going to be.
I think someone like a Malthael really fits here.
I would completely agree with that, honestly. Malthael would be really valuable here. But we're going to see the Bone Lord himself, Leoric, come into play. I love it.
Leoric puts out a lot of damage, and he can cleave it now. His auto attacks are a much bigger part of his game, and his kit still remains somewhat close to what it used to be, but he feels like he's a lot more disruptive these days.
Yeah, he has definitely had massive improvements put on him. But we're going into game one between you face Braxis and Trog Squad here at Nexus Commentaries Chair League Thursday night playoffs.
bringing you this Division 2 action between you face Braxis and Trog Squad. We're loading up Cursed Hollow right now. If you're joining us for the first time, we appreciate you hanging out. Go ahead and hit that follow button for us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, much love. Mr. Chooch coming through.
Gonna go on a quick pause while Mr. Chooch runs rampant through my room.
That train's gonna keep me up all night when I come visit in October.
Yeah, probably. We can put you in the basement on the couch. You won't hear it.
That's fair. That's some back in the box, Billy. Yes, Daddy.
Looks like he's calmed down somewhat, so I'll stay unmuted for the time being as we load into Cursed Hollow.
Watch, as soon as you start announcing teams, he's going to come back with a vengeance. You thought I was gone? Chooch!
Sometimes. Usually once he stops, unless the second one comes. Anyways, jumping into this game, on the blue team, we have you face Braxis, and on Vala, we have Winterheart. On Leoric, we have Bruce. On Tassadar, we have Emperor Juice. On Anubarak, we have Midi Man. And on Lieutenant Morales, we have You're My Hero.
And on the side of Trog Squad, we've got Donison on the Rhaegar, Jamaica on Dahaka, Tal Griffin on the Griffin with Falstead riding it, Onambian on the Diablo, and Jay Frail on the Gul'dan.
What are you waiting for?
So we see the Trog Squad deciding to take all 5 mid, as the fellow Richards express kinship in realizing they're both named Richard.
I have no view of Trog Squad. How do I fix that again? I think it's Jimmy had the
E.
it's control E.
No, just
There we
E.
go. Oh, just E. All right.
And Trog Squad looking to clear out that middle lane very quickly, as the 3-man push on the bottom is looking to do the same. Midi-man on that Anubarak, looking to utilize those beetles to help that push, and the lightning rod from Tal Griffin comes out, but a nice stun onto Diablo, and Diablo eats about 60% of his health, as we see Bruce versus Leoric just now, and the life drain versus life drain fight going on. Nice, the cleave coming into play right now, as Bruce timing his slaps perfectly, using that crit onto the Gul'dan just now.
Yeah, Bruce dueling very well against Gul'dan.
Nice dive out from Winterheart just now to save his life, but these bottom towers are drained of ammo, and that means they're pretty much ripe for the taking. Nice grenade from the Morales right there. I feel like she's going to get really annoying with this. She does go for clear.
Yeah, with the second support, you can focus on less of her healing talents, making clear a really great option. As we see there, it stuns Falstad. Val is able to follow up with the damage, and Falstad goes down.
And DJ Tyrant, our observer, having nightmares with that grenade, and as it gets a second pickoff.
Yeah, you face Braxis looking very strong right now as they're pushing out this well, and they're just going to push forward. A lot of damage going out onto the Rhaegar. Rhaegar gets stunned. He's going to go down, but up top. Or, nope, I missed that. Yeah, up top, or in the mid lane, Leoric went down to Falstad.
Yeah, he did. Falstad, Bruce was kind of chilling out, a little too low of health, and Falstad flew in, lightning rod, and that was pretty much it. But you face Braxis just kind of showing their dominance at the moment, and why they're the undefeated at this point in D2.
Yeah, taking that fort out early before even the first tribute has spawned is a huge advantage, especially if it spawns down low, which it does. They have no well to back to get any sort of relief during these fights, and it might be a wise move to just give this one up rather than trying to contest it. A little bit of delay is always welcome, but you don't want to overextend here.
Yeah, and we see Anubarak already grabbing this tribute. This is pretty much safe. Nambian on the Diablo trying to get a pickoff, but he goes down instead. The counter initiation was just too much. And now Gul'dan and Donison are in a lot of trouble. Jay Frail goes down on the Gul'dan. Got Gold done just now.
Yeah, gold dunked. He is. That was the problem about losing your fort down there, because you had no real defensive options once thing went south. And as you saw, Winterheart was able to just continually chase down the Gul'dan until he was dead.
Absolutely. This is a very dangerous situation for the Trog squad at the moment, as you face Braxis are already knocking on the front wall down there. They're going to have to respond in greater force than what they currently are, because this is pretty much another, free tribute. I mean, they're going to contest it, but Morales, with that blast shield on her grenade, is just coming in so handy for her, giving her shields on top of everything else. And she's going to start this tribute as the Diablo does go in. Dahaka comes in the backline against the Morales, tries to push her off. Leoric in a lot of trouble, is getting healed up by Morales just now. Morales doing a wonderful job of just healing heroes on that back line just now. Onambian going in on the Morales, but because of the shields, he doesn't get a whole lot done. Another hero goes down on the side of Trog Squad. A third falls, and Morales, followed by the Hungering Arrow, seals the deal for you face Braxis, and Jay Frail is gonna go down as well. The Hungering Arrow and just absolute devastation on the side. Emperor Juice never left that top lane, by the way.
Jay Frey definitely was putting in work there, but he was unable to get away as we saw Gul'dan go down.
And on top of everything,
Falstaff flying in on the just to push him off. Sorry.
Yeah, on the bottom, you face Braxis, get aggressive, take that siege camp, denying it away from the side of Trog Squad, and now they've got to deal with that as well. It will be handled in short order. Winterheart getting really brave just now. The ultimate comes out, but it's not enough. The counter initiation was just a little too much. Jay Frail and Onambian coming in to clean that up just now.
Yeah, the Vala getting a little too aggressive there in the face of the Diablo. You might have the level advantage, but Diablo is still the big red machine and has no problem getting in your face and making you stunned.
Now, this is your Trog Squad. Do you just give this up and eat the curse? You're down ultimates right now. There's no way you're going to get it in time. Phase shift coming out from Emperor Juice just now. And Bruce is in there. He is wanting blood as the grenade displaces. Oh, it is going to be the stim drone, and Vala just going nuts right now, putting on all kinds of damage.
Situation's looking so dicey for Bruce and Emperor Juice, but they were able to work together, and we see the Tassadar wall come out, trapping the Gul'dan, and the Gul'dan goes down. Playing with on the edge of their life bars is you face Braxis, but it doesn't matter because they're able to secure the tribute and a 3-for-0 trade.
Yeah, and these you face Braxis just playing so strong right now, doing just playing the map, playing the matchups just incredibly well. And Tal Griffin coming in onto Bruce. Bruce Wraith walking away just now. He gets away fine. Trog Squad kind of just lacks the damage at this particular moment to take down the two beefcakes on the side of you face Braxis.
Well, we saw they put the 3 most mobile escapee heroes mid to apply pressure to the fort, while Vala and Morales just nuked the top fort, so they got that advantage there and forced the focus on mid lane, and now they can move as a group while they still have the curse advantage and take out the last remaining fort on the side of Trog Squad. Trog Squad is in dire straits right now.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to give up all of your forts the first curse, and that is exactly what you face Braxis got just now.
And you open yourself up for this exact play when all your forts are gone. They're looking to invade, or at least bait that they are invading one of their camps, and they catch Diablo close to the bruisers. And Diablo takes a lot of damage, but the Ancestral comes out in time, saving him. Diablo looking to re-engage, but we see the Cocoon go down, and Rhaegar's stuck in the Cocoon, and they can't get him out. Rhaegar's taking a lot of damage. He's going to get stunned and force walled, and he's going to be forced to die. Dahaka came in, but he was right behind the force wall as well and takes a lot of damage. A Nubarek's stun comes out. Oh my god. Oh, Nambian barely able to get out. He taps the well, and as you know, when Diablo taps a well, that's almost a full heal. So they're going to re-engage here, trying to protect their camp from you face Braxis, who are now taking a lot of damage. They're able to secure the camp, and Bruce is going to race walk on out, but instead he comes back in and does a ton of damage. He puts all the damage on the Gul'dan and the Falstad. They both go down. Onambian again taking a ton of damage, but he's able to escape. Zex, please help me out here.
Yeah, that was just the craziest engagement, and this is why we love these D2 games, is just because the action just happens so fast, so furious right now.
We're not even at the 10-minute mark, and they're already threatening mid-core. Or mid-keep. They're not going to get it right now, but the wall is open up, and you know, once that wall opens up, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, this is incredibly dangerous. I mean, I'm just kind of glad that you face Braxis did not go for that boss. It might have turned out completely different. They're going to come to this bot lane and clear that out as Trog Squad decides to take their siege camp. They definitely don't want to lose that siege camp again.
Yeah, they're doing what they can to stay in this game, making sure they're not giving up free objectives and camps to Youface Braxis. And we're going to see an engage in the middle now. The Gust comes out, pushing back most of Youface Braxis. Bruce is going to Wraith Walk in, but he's not in time. And the Nubarak goes down. Now Bruce is taking a lot of damage. We see the Ancestral come out again on the Diablo. Diablo's fully topped off. Trog Squad looking very healthy right now, and they're able to isolate Bruce and get a kill on him, and Vala and company and the support company is going to have to disengage.
Yeah, that was not how you wanted that particular fight to go.
Oh.
Yeah, with your heart, look in a lot of trouble. The Gus is about to come out. It was not the most ideal wall coming out of Tassadar just now.
Yeah, you wanted that wall to help isolate Vala away from the other heroes. Instead, it looks like some accidental placement or some miscommunication caused it to trap Vala and cause her to die, which is going to allow this boss steal from Trog Squad because they don't really have the damage to come in and threaten very much. They're going to try anyways, though, because Trog Squad is very hurt. They're able to still secure the boss for themselves, but Rhaegar took a ton of damage and he went down.
Oh, Jay Frail in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. They've still got this Cocoon target, and that's going to be Onambian on the Diablo getting ready to just get stuffed just now, and he goes down, and they can clean up this boss very easily.
Yeah. Trog Squad able to get the boss, but they were just a little bit slow. Maybe letting Vala get away might have been a better play because they could have immediately focused all that damage on the boss and not had to risk fighting around it.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. A little trolly little route from the boss just now, and it looks like Trog Squad's going to end up getting their second boss. No, the Hungering Arrow from the Vala just now stuffs it.
Yeah, they're going to have to, let the leash go on the boss. We see the stun come out, and now the Rhaegar is isolated. He's trying to move out. Diablo's on the back line, and he's able to get to a Nubarak and get him down. Ton of damage going out onto the Rhaegar from the Vala, but he's able to slide his way back out. Bruce was trying so hard. The Ancestral is late. Diablo goes down. We're seeing Tassadar put a ton of damage onto this Dahaka. Dahaka's going to go down during the drag. Falstad is now trying to put on as much damage as he can, but he realizes he's outmatched when he's up against Vala and Tassadar. Tassadar trying to supply Vala with the health steal that she needs to stay in these fights. Vala's trying to dash forward and get the Rhaegar, but Rhaegar is able to get away and tap as well in time as Gul'dan came in to cut Vala off, and Gul'dan is no slouch himself when it comes to applying a ton of sudden damage, so...
Yeah, and smart, I like this aggressive play coming out of you face Braxis just now. They're securing this top boss. There's no real way for Trog Squad to even consider countering this. And
No, with Bruce being Leoric, he was able to resurrect right in front of the boss and helps clean that up as quick as possible.
they're going to take this camp too, but it looks like Diablo's going to get caught out just now. Bruce, almost on the wrong side of the fence. The grass isn't greener over there, buddy.
Yeah, but they were able to successfully take the bruiser camp, so that's also going to help them apply pressure on the lanes, because as we talked about earlier, those walls are opening up on the bottom, and they really have to try and deal with this boss up top, giving a free curse, or, I'm sorry, a free tribute to You Face Braxis.
Yeah, they deal with the boss fairly quickly, but still that boss, that tribute does get taken up. That siege camp on the left side is being taken by Vala at this time, and not a whole lot of difficulty. All the camps on the side of You Face Braxis, they're painting this map blue.
Yeah, complete map control is something we've seen You Face Braxis take into the late game. Very often you see them prioritize these camps and make sure that they have control once they have a lead. They're very good at keeping it.
Yeah, they're setting up in this bush. They might be expecting someone to come down. Dahaka's chilling out in that other bush just now. This may be a bait to the Dahaka, but he doesn't bite, or drag, I should say.
We see the stun go out, the burrow comes up, but Dahaka is able to burrow underground himself.
And a
couple
mystery
of bugs.
mystery APOC comes out of the Diablo. That is now down for this tribute, and you gotta know that You Face Braxis is definitely going to capitalize on that.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate, I assume, fat finger of the APOC, because APOC is one of your most important tools that you can use during the chaos of a team fight, especially if you get a setup. But that's not going to stop Trog Squad from coming in. You see Falstep fly in and then use the gust to create some separation. Ton of damage going down. We see somebody's in that web. I didn't get a chance to check out who. Dahaka chases down Tassadar, and Tassadar's going to go down. He's a big part of this, so that's very, very important. But Gul'dan not able to deal with the stim drone Vala. Vala's just putting out a lot of damage. Bruce goes down. They isolate the Vala Trapper, get a ton of damage. She goes down. Midi-Man trying to escape as the Diablo is in chase. Oh, Nambian just putting in a lot of work on this Diablo, creating all kinds of pressure.
Yeah, Leoric doing his best to slow this down, but in the end, can't really stop the Trog Squad. Trog Squad has done an amazing job of coming back in this game. They were down very hard in the early game, but they have been clutching this out just by being able to out damage. And this is, I love this skill from, nice gust onto two. The Morales is in an awful lot of trouble right now. All the grenades in the world aren't going to save you when Diablo slams you up against those trees.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking poking so close with Anubarak and Morales, because Morales has zero escape. If that's just a risky proposition to be putting your head in front of a five-man group when you're only two.
Yeah, and that's going
Especially if you're not mobile.
That's going to secure this curse for Trog Squad, and can they capitalize the way that You Face Braxis did on their first curse? It's much later in the game, so you expect at least one keep to go down, or one fort to go down.
Yeah, definitely, but it's very difficult to apply that pressure sometime when you're behind, because you have this worry of throwing things away. Now, we see Trog Squad not, failing to take out this mid keep, but it's going to be kind of tough for them to go up on the top, or mid fort, I'm sorry. It's going to be kind of tough for them to apply any more pressure once that top fort goes down, which we see it due to the minions. So this is probably the most value they're going to get out of the tribute, and much like you said earlier, this is pretty much the same value that You Face Braxis got out of their first tribute, so we're kind of on equal footing now.
Bruce gets caught out of position just now, ends up going down. Ooh, here comes the gust onto the Anubarak. It's that 4-second gust now as well. The Horrified follow up. Oh, are we going to see You Face Braxis drop a game winner? Heart stutter stepping, throws the Rain of Vengeance out. and he manages to get away. But this is now going to be a boss for
Yeah, the
Trog
boss.
Squad.
Boss they wanted to do earlier, but got caught up in fighting and had to take the tribute. Vala getting very brave, trying to apply some damage to the other team, while Bruce sits there trying to get himself revived again. He misses the walk, though, or the leash, and he's going to have to wait a few more seconds.
Yeah, they might have had a play right there if he had landed it. He does take a Death March, so every hero he hits with March of the Black King will apply Drain Hope to them as well.
Yeah, that's a scary proposition, especially when you're fighting on top of the boss or you're fighting on these tributes. March of the Black King can be devastating.
I like what Winterheart's doing here. He's just throwing as much damage as possible. He did go Rancor at 20 for that additional attack speed on the Vala, and that was
Stim drone, I mean, why not?
yeah, that's just a really smart decision. And Morales does take hyperactivity, so that's a lot of stim drone action going on in a hurry, and it's almost already off cooldown.
Yeah, we're going to have it up for this next team fight that's bound to take place soon, but right now, you face Braxis has a boss in the top lane they have to contend with, and that means Trog Squad is going to be able to apply some damage in the mid lane.
Yeah, Morales ends up getting rooted, but once again, this boss is going down quickly. But Trog Squad applying, they're going to get this keep.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage to structures when they're focused like that. You saw that keep just melt instantly.
Bruce trying to find someone to hit with that ghostly swing just now. That boss still hasn't gone down yet. Winterheart coming in to finish it off quickly.
Yeah, the good thing is they were in control for so long that giving up this tribute doesn't necessarily hurt. It looks like you face Braxis is going to try to go in and invade, but that's going to be a mistake with Jamaica just sitting there waiting for somebody to come in, and they wisely sniff out the bait, decide to disengage.
Uh-oh, here comes the Gust onto 2 right there. Emperor Juice in a lot of trouble. He's going to end up going down in a hurry. The Ancestral onto the boss dead just now. Winterheart just throwing out tons of right clicks just now. And Vala hits Fear just now. He is in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. Throws out one final rain of vengeance, and they just don't have the damage to this point. You're my hero being pulled back into the other team. The grenades, they do nothing anymore at this point. Bruce is going to go down. Maybe, misses the drag. No, Falstead really wanting that kill. He's going to pay for his life with that, though. Tries to epic mount on out of there, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, you probably should have just let Bruce get out of there, because now you're down a major source of damage when you're trying to push this keep. We'll see if they can push this core. We'll see if they can get it done in time, and it looks like it's not going to be a problem because death timers are still large, and this fort is going down quickly. We know Gul'dan can put out damage, but man, he came out strongly. And game 1 goes to Trog Squad, and what some people would view as an upset.
Yeah, no, that was Trog Squad did an amazing job of clutching that out there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. You face Braxis, known for being very, very strong, and they were able to put out a lot of damage with their Vala, and they kind of executed their game plan, but at the end of the day, they were just a bit too squishy to deal with the likes of Diablo, Dahaka, and Gul'dan. And obviously, those setups from Falstad were key for a lot of those great engagements, especially late game when he went Wind Tunnel, and they were able to get those 4-second gusts that caused all kinds of havoc and displacement.
Ooh, they are calling for Braxis.
The home turf of you face Braxis. We will see if Trog Squad can really just sort of apply the same kind of tactics that they did in the last game, which is just hang around and not give up too much and take fights the best you can. And I mean, nothing was working for them for at least 12 minutes of that game. They were just dying. They were behind. I believe when you faced Braxis first got heroics, it was 10-8 on the levels. So Very, very well played by Trog Squad there, and like I said, they're going to be looking to apply that same kind of strategy here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm honestly stunned. I don't in all the games we cast of You Face Braxis, I don't think we saw them drop a single map. I believe they were nothing but 2-0s, and yeah, we kind of lamented that, but Trog Squad showing up in force. Like they really hunkered down after that catastrophic first curse where they lost all their forts. So I
Yeah.
believe You Face Braxis at one point was up about 4 levels.
And Bruce is a very strong player, but I don't think he looked very great on that Leoric. Now, I don't know if it was the lane placements, the adjustment to new Leoric, or what, but Bruce wasn't able to bring the kind of dominance we're used to seeing him bring to the table when he's playing.
Yeah, no, he is. He is definitely better on heroes like Garrosh and
He's usually on
Anubrak.
the Anubarak, yeah.
Yeah, so um, and this new Leoric does take a little bit of adjusting to get used to. He does play just a little bit differently than what he used to. So we'll see.
Looks like we're going to have a sub on the side of you face Brack. No? Okay. I thought D-Louds was coming in.
D-Loud's occasionally a sub 4. You face Braxis.
I don't know why they even drafted globals. They never used them. I will disagree, Briley TV. They did try to use the globals on the second tribute. They used the globals to get Dahaka to come down away from the Tastar and initiate a 4v5. It didn't really come out in their favor. And I would argue that they constantly use the Falstad global of flying over for good gust setups. So
Yeah, the Falstad gusts were very, very key right there. Um, Being able to, he wasn't landing 4-man gusts, but he was landing 2-man gusts into his team, and that is much more valuable than pushing 4 people in a direction. It split the team and gave them a whole lot of favorable encounters in that late game.
yeah, I definitely do think they made use of the globals. Maybe not as much. We didn't see a whole lot of brush stocking out of Dahaka, but when he was able to use it in the late game, it was often in a way that would secure a kill. But we are getting underway here in Braxis Holdout, and we're going to have you face Braxis with first pick, first ban.
Well, I know you face Braxis. They're not going to pick Rexar here. They're not that kind of team. I love me some Rexar on Braxis now, though. All I did was play one game. It's like, this is fun.
Yeah, getting to use Rexar here is always a good time. He has a big advantage on this map on fighting on the beacons.
Absolutely. We're gonna see. You face Braxis hovering that Garrosh, and they'll probably commit to that because banning Garrosh is always a good idea if you're not gonna pick him.
Yeah, Garrosh is a very strong hero, but yes, and I like this ban here, Ragnaros. This is one of the few maps you can get a bit cheesy with Ragnaros on. Lava Wave is a very good talent, so it doesn't surprise me that you face Braxis decides to ban the cheese as opposed to going with the meta ban.
Yeah, I agree here. Ragnaros is just able to delay Zerg pushes so well on this map by popping Molten Core and just destroying the Zerg wave. He's probably this game's best defender. We see the Garrosh ban does come out on the side of Trog Quad. Instant Kel'Thuzad pick.
Yeah, that might be proved to be a mistake on the side of Trog Squad because every time we've seen Kel'Thuzad hit a team, it's been an utterly dominance performance on the side of the team that got to snag Kel'Thuzad.
Yep. So, and we know you face Braxis are skilled players, so they're definitely going to know how to play this Kel'Thuzad and utilize him to the maximum effectiveness. So,
Oh yeah, Kel'Thuzad's just right.
we
Oh,
do see a Rexar! I'm so excited!
Rexar's a very strong hero on this map. Misha able to stand on beacon points and channel them herself, giving you an extra body to fight. Misha, well known for her ability to stun and charge, and Rexar's ability to apply damage from afar.
Yeah. Rexar does feel better to me here recently with the changes to his trait. He just seems a lot more simple to use than having to smash 2 buttons over and over and over. So
yeah, definitely. He's one of those heroes you don't see a lot of, but when you do see him, he tends to be pretty good on the maps you pick him on, which is this and then Dragonshire.
absolutely. So we're gonna see what you face Braxis take for their second and third picks.
Yeah, you face Braxis trying to figure out what strategy they want to employ with this Kel'Thuzad. Obviously, you need a strong tank in front of Kel'Thuzad, somebody who's able to also benefit from the slows and stuns and roots that Kel'Thuzad is capable of. I always like pairing Kel'Thuzad with Diablo right now, but we'll see what you face Braxis is thinking.
Yeah, we'll I
Well, we see Butcher and Anubarak. That's what they're thinking.
What? What is this game? What are they? I'm so confused.
I think Butcher is a great pairing for Kel'Thuzad. Butcher being able to stun people out and keep them in one spot for Kel'Thuzad to follow up with an ultimate or another strong ability. It's just there's a lot of synergy and damage there, and the Anubarak behind him obviously allows for more initiation and stun, and the charge shield proves to be very valuable in helping him survive those kind of initiations.
Very true.
We're gonna have a train soon, so take it on over.
So, the Butcher pickup here on the side of You-Face Braxis has to give Trog Squad a little bit of pause. I love the Tyrael ban. You do not want Tyrael with Butcher. Butcher will get just huge amount of mileage out of that. However, the other scary thing here is that Uther's still on the board. And a Divine Shield...
Uther is banned tonight.
Oh, Uther is banned tonight. That's right. So...
Yeah, his W is applying too much heal and damage. That might have also contributed to the clip I was a part of the other night.
That's true. So, really, that you've got just a few options left. You've got a Medivh for Butcher to get him in and out. Garrosh is off the board, so that Butcher pick is a lot more safe than normal. But that's leaving you super light on the wave clear. But we're going to see what... Let's see. We're going to see what Trog Squad is going to follow these next 2 picks up with. They obviously need a main tank. There it is. Stitches. I like it. This is a good map for Stitches. And then...
Sorry to leave you hanging. I still have a very loud train.
Well, that's fine. And they're obviously going to have to take a support here. So expect maybe a Rhaegar or a Charism.
Charism, very good with Stitches, is able to follow up on good hooks and apply heals to the team while being, the center focus point of also... or while being able to focus damage on whatever target they're trying to take out. Charism is a very dynamic support pickup, and obviously Divine Palm is great, and 100 Fist lets you isolate targets for a kill.
It's very true. Ooh, nice Arthas pickup. This will be a great map for Arthas. A lot of counter initiation comes out of Arthas, and it will give this... Oh, this is going to get ugly. Kel'Thuzad plus Malfurion equals lots of people are going to die.
Yeah, there is so much stun on the side of you face Braxis that Trog Squad has to be considering a second support with Cleanse. Maybe someone like Brightwing would fit in really well here. You can use the Polymorph to try and disrupt the Butcher and take care of him when he dives in, or even apply that to the Anubarak as well, and give you that second Cleanse to deal with, the 3 heroes who have, or the 2 heroes who have hard stuns in their kit, and 3 heroes who have very, very amazing roots. Instead, they elect to go with Nazeebo, though. Nazeebo is able to put out a lot of damage, especially on these beacons. If you can get Nazeebo rolling and go into the late game and hold on like they did in game 1, Nazeebo's going to prove to be very valuable in winning team fights late.
Yeah, this is I'm really liking. I like what Trog Squad is trying to do here, but I think they lost this draft. I think you face Braxis kind of just straight up out drafted them.
It's hard not to feel like you lost a draft when the other team got Kel'Thuzad. That's just the meta right now. But I'm not going to count Trog Squad out just because their draft doesn't look quite as strong, because they prove to be the kind of team that is very hard to put away, and if you can't put them away, they come on strong. That
is a very good point. Honestly, they did come on incredibly strong in that late game. You face Braxis taking a little too long to maybe finish them off, and Trog Squad ended up capitalizing on that hesitation.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see a very dynamic team composition on both sides. Not maybe taking the regular road in the draft, but Trog Squad has a very unique team, and we're going to see what kind of strategy they choose to employ on Braxis Holdout. Obviously, they have something in mind, because they had to know that if you go against you face Braxis, they're going to take you to Braxis Holdout. So, jumping into the game on the blue team, we have you face Braxis. On Kel'Thuzad, we have Winterheart. On the Butcher, we have Emperor Juice. On Arthas, we have Dlouds. On Anubarak, we have Midiman. And on Malfurion, we have You're My Hero.
And on the side of Trog Squad, up 1 game. Looking to take the series. Tal Griffin on the Nazeebo. Jamaica on the Greymane. Donison on the Charism. Jay Frail on the Stitches, and Onambian on the Rexar.
We see the lane placements as they're set right now, and Arthas is going to have his hands full dealing with Rexar in the top lane.
Yeah. Oh, and we see an Insight Charism.
Insight being the go-to pick for a lot of Charisms these days. The mana allows his healing to be a lot stronger, because he's able to constantly have access to a full mana.
Midiman in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down, but if you saw what I was talking about earlier, or what we were talking about, is that there are just roots and stuns for days on the side of you face Braxis, and that's going to come later on in the game. That's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, definitely. Those are the kind of things that set up big heroic abilities, and we're going to see that come online around 10. But they have to get there first.
Ooh,
and
Kel'Thuzad gets hooked, but the nice counter initiation on the side of you face Braxis gets a root onto 2, and once again, a lot of stuns, but not enough damage just yet.
Yeah, they're not able to put out the kind of damage needed to deal with a Charism that constantly has access to his healing spells, so we're going to see them try to hold on probably until 10, because this early game is going to prove to be a little bit rough, especially if somebody gets caught in a hook.
Definitely, and we see a zombie wall onto the Anubarak just now, doing a little bit of damage, and we're seeing Kel'Thuzad trying his best to continue to stack these. He's already sitting at 11 stacks for his Death and Decay. Or Master of the Cold Dark. I don't know Kel'Thuzad. I don't know his lore. Oh, he gets hooked again. Winterheart lands a huge root, preceded by the Malfurion roots, and that this is going to get ugly as soon as that Kel'Thuzad quest gets finished.
If they want to make these hooks work, they need to clear away from Jfrey because every time he goes for that hook, this team is clumped up around him, ready to take on the hero who got hooked. But the counter move on the side of You Face Braxis is just throw down a root right where the hook is going.
Yeah, and it's honestly a really the rooter gets thrown down this time though. Root does come down, and Emperor Juice going in deep, followed by a new Braxis now, but there is a wall of corpses in his way, and a nice timely heal from the Malfurion does not save him in the end. And a root onto 3 saves everybody's life. Nice stun. Winterheart showing that he can indeed land these reliably, but it might just lead to some 100 to 44 Zerg wave.
Yeah, that was very key there because You Face Braxis was able to Rexel away the control of the beacon from Rexar up top for a short period of time and get that 44%. But now we see that Trog Squad has a very clear advantage in the Zerg waves because of those because of the control they had on the channel points, and they're going to try to push this advantage.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Now's the time to get aggressive. Oh, nice stun and root onto 2. He's got that Master of the Cold Dark quest completed now, and now things get really dicey. Every time you see all the extra damage come out. Good lord.
Yeah, Midi Man coming in and hitting Karazim with that timely stun right when Karazim was getting ready to heal himself, and Karazim ends up going down. We see the hook come out on Emperor Juice. It's not going to amount to much as the zombie wall doesn't succeed in trapping him in the circle of pain.
There is one Guardian left on the side of You Face Braxis, and it's just doing its thing, and we see Misha go down to the Arthas, but we see the rotation come in. Nice Howling Blast onto 2. Delouds is going to get out of there, but Kel'Thuzad does go down. Are they going to be able to get more out of this? The Moonfire from Malfurion, not enough.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Stitches and Nazebo taking a lot of damage are forced to back, and we're going to see a rotation from Karazhan and Greymane onto their own siege camp so they can get a little bit more pressure going for them in the top lane.
Yeah, this is that was a really smart decision. 7's coming online soon for You Face Braxis. We'll take a quick look. We see the Glacial Spike, the Rune Tap. We're going the Brawler build on this Arthas. I love it.
Yeah, Arthas needs those tools to be able to keep up and duel with a Rexar, which seems to be their plan most of the game. They don't want to split up the 4 they have bottom because none of them are well served for taking on Rexar by themselves. So seeing Arthas have those abilities that allow him to put on damage and block shots and self-sustain heal, it just makes perfect sense.
It really does, and this game has honestly been a lot more competitive than I had initially thought. Nice root onto Jamaica right there. Oh, but Emperor Juice does get hooked. The counter initiation comes in. The root lands on the Stitches, or more accurately, he walks into it. Another spell coming out from Winterheart. And everyone just kind of resets at this point, calms down, and the beacon phase is about to start.
Yeah, we're going to be going into the next beacon phase in moments here, and it looks like we're going to see the same setup. Rexar top against the Arthas and the 4v4 in the bottom. Stitch is looking to go fishing, but he comes up empty.
That's a dangerous grouping right there for that Anubrak. He could burrow charge in. Oh, misses the chains. right there. Barely, though. That would have been a lot of damage.
And we see Arthas being able to put a lot of damage on Misha with this build that we were talking about earlier, and he's not going down very easy because every third auto attack is healing him up, and he wrestles control away. And meanwhile, Karazhan goes down in the bottom. This is going to be a big advantage for U-Face Braxis as they're able to start channeling these beacons, and there isn't a whole lot that Trog Squad can do to answer us.
No, not really. Winterheart takes a lot of damage, gets the chains off, lots of stun. Death Decay doing so much work. The zombie wall working against Stitches just now, keeping him pinned in there into Louds. Once again, showing that he's quite the avid hunter. Smacking the bear in the face a few times, and now this is 100 and nothing. Well, 100 to a little Zerg wave just now, and U-Face Braxis are on a roll at this point. This fort's going to go down, and these Zerg are going to push up to this next keep. And they've still got Banelings left as well, so unless those Banelings...
very big wave.
Yeah, this is I don't want to say this could be a keep, but oh, look at all that damage. Nice! Palm coming out, but it's not going to matter in the end. Stitches still goes down. The silence from the Malfurion as well. Oh, is this going to be a kill on Donison? The cocoon does go out. Oh, a little bit of mistiming right there. And Donison,
that was actually a very good play by Trog Squad there. They started to break the cocoon very quickly and then noticed Kel'Thuzad changing position to line up for that shot and laid off breaking the cocoon, causing the mistime all, but Rexar gets pulled in and goes down.
Yeah, but that does leave Trog Squad free to clean this up, and I kind of feel like that last game woke up U-Face Braxis.
It very may well have. They didn't want to lose game one, that's for sure. And the Kel'Thuzad pick has proved to pay dividends, as Kel'Thuzad has been all over the enemy team in all of these fights.
Yeah. That was, I will give their carries some credit, that was an absolutely clutch palm to save that Stitches. It didn't matter in the end, but it was a really good heal.
Yeah, Karazhan coming up clutch with that Divine Palm, but like you said, it just wasn't enough. We see Rexar trying to rotate in and start helping his team out, but there is such a lead on the side of U-Face Braxis. You have to be careful here because any misplay at this point can really, really put you behind, but they answer right back and they're able to trap the Arthas and get him down.
Yeah, the Gorge coming in pretty handy from that Diablo. I'm pretty sure that's that was really meant for the Karazhan, or I'm sorry, for the Kel'Thuzad. Too many Ks in this game. But as Winterheart has been hit by more than a few hooks this game.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to see Trog Squad come online a little bit here now that they have the Cursed Bullet with Greymane. So look out for that, because Greymane's going to actually be able to melt these targets that come in and commit their positioning a little too close.
So big engagement from the Anub'arak just now. Pulls the Greymane in. He goes down. The Shadow Fissure coming in very handy. There is a cocoon down. It looks like it's on the Nazebo, maybe? We'll see here in just a sec. Nope, that was on the Karazhan.
Yeah.
And that's a really catastrophic time to lose two heroes just as this beacon phase starts.
Yeah, the beacons can really let you snowball here, and U-Face Braxis is no stranger to playing on this map, and they're executing perfectly against the Rexar comp.
And Misha just go. Oh wow, that is going to be an awful lot of damage. J Frail and gonna go down. The ice block being utilized by Malfurion, but he ends up going down. What an amazing hook onto Onambian just now. The Shadow Fissure does miss, but during this whole time, they're just getting more and more beacon phase.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to get him off this beacon at this point, especially with the hero composition that you have. Rexar can apply some pressure, but you're not going to be able to really force them off the spot in time to prevent the 100-0. So the best bet is what they're doing right now. They're trying to get some damage on the enemy team, making sure they're not there, but Greymane's going to eat the Butcher's root, or the Butcher's stun. He gets the Divine Palm, but it doesn't matter. He's right there still in the thick of things and takes a ton of damage and goes down.
I love what Winterheart has been doing in response to the Divine Palms. Oh, that's another. And every kill is just buffing this Butcher's damage. Even the Misha kills are giving this Butcher additional damage.
Yeah. We see Unleash the Boars come out. Not an ultimate we see too much, and it provides a little bit of a slow. They're trying to get a disengage there, but instead they're able to get the Kel'Thuzad kill, but they have to trade Rexar for it.
Yeah, this is not going. It was a great presence of mind from the Kel'Thuzad right there. To drop his spells before he went down. It gave them enough time to get some extra damage. So that Stitches was forced to back.
Yeah, he had to get out of there and go tap a well even. So now they're able to clear out the Zerg wave, but they do lose a keep, and their bottom keep barely hanging on as well. Things have really opened up for Yuface Braxis as they have complete control of the map right now.
Yeah, this is Yuface Braxis' game to lose at this point. The Emperor Juice mightily farmed on this Butcher at this point. And we're seeing Jay Frail and company looking to ambush right here. And this is the exact kind of engagement that you want when you're down 3 levels. They get Kel'Thuzad out of the way almost instantly. Midi-Man coming in. The Divine Palm does go off, but the Dream does go off. Butcher does go down. No more meat for you. And they can they get this kill? They get the kill on the Zebo. They're going to get the kill onto the Charism. Jay Frail.
And now the Kel'Thuzad is back because of his trait, and that's going to prove to be problematic because now they got a 4v5 trait basically.
Yeah, the phylactery of Kel'Thuzad coming into play right there, bringing him back after he collects 10 globes after death. That's a really annoying talent.
Yeah, definitely in those clutch positions like that where he comes right back in and he's going to help melt down this core. We're going to see if Trog Squad can get up in time and try to defend this. They're still pretty healthy right now, so they might be able to push Yuface Braxis off their core. D-Loud's getting trapped inside of the zombie while taking a lot of damage, then immediately gets hooked. This is what we talked about with the Nazebo too. The longer the game goes on, the more of a chance Nazebo has the potential to turn around an entire team fight by himself. Spiders are so good, and if they latch onto the right target like Kel'Thuzad or Malfurion, they can just be wrecked to the point where they have to completely leave the engagement.
Yeah, we see Emperor Juice just ripping through this top camp, this Raven camp. And
right now, Trog Squad is working hard to get 16, moving to both lanes, making sure they're not missing any experience so they can be ready for this next beacon fight.
Rexar's got to be careful, though. Oh, this could be really ugly. Chains comes out, goes on to the goes on to the Glacial Spike. He goes down almost instantly. We do see the Lambs of the Slaughter come out on the Tal Griffin. Emperor Juice in a bit of hurt right now. He does go down. The Divine Palm, but everybody ignores him. The Dream followed by the Moonfire is enough to secure the kill.
You see the hook come out on Malfurion, moving him away, but Nazebo is trapped by Midi-Man and takes too much damage and dies. Now we see Midi-Man jump in with the burrow charge, gets the stun on Stitches. Stitches gets deleted almost immediately. And it looks like it might be time to end, Zex.
I feel like at this point this is the time to end. Rexar is back up, but it's just a monk and a guy with a bear who's going to get rooted, just absolutely just deleted. And what I said earlier did end up coming true right there. That
yeah.
they didn't have the damage in the early game, but as soon as soon as Kel'Thuzad finished that quest, like all bets were off at that point.
Yeah, the damage started really flowing out of the Kel'Thuzad. As you can see, he put up tons of numbers, and they are able to secure game 2, making it a 1-1 set.
Yeah, and you face Braxis definitely waking up. I'll say that's the play I expected out of Braxis, where they just looked dominant against other D2 teams, and that's not saying Trog Squad is lacking. I guess no, they're definitely not. They won that first game just straight
Right.
up.
You face Brax is very strong on that map. They employ the strategies that they use there are often something that they've worked on, and you can see that the Kel'Thuzad just paid so many dividends for them. So adding that into the mix made it very, very difficult for Trog Squad to defend against. So hopefully this time around we'll get another really great match, and by the end of it, we'll know who's the better team.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. This this should be a very, very good game 3. Oh! I had to do that as you yawned.
Oh, yeah.
Do the opera sing. So apparently,
Yeah, it's 11:30 here. That starts to get close to my bedtime, so energy levels drop a little bit.
where seems there is a bit of a snafu for game before we get game 3 signed in. I'm gonna kick it to some music real quick, and we'll be back in just a minute.
He's in love with the girl that time forgot. She just shakes her ears. She's falling down with salt in her scars. Won't let it taste her tears. She's falling down for the girl that time forgot.
Sorry, I really like that music. So okay, so Charlie has decided that he does need to tap out tonight. So we've got our guy on OBS joining me for the cast tonight, Mr. Stay Tight himself, Mr. DJ Tyrant. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good. What is up with everybody? This is a really great series so far, and I'm excited to see how it ends up.
Yeah.
Game 3 is hard to beat.
Yeah,
We are going to be going into Tomb of the Spider Queen for third game.
Yeah, Tomb of the Spider Queen, always a very good map to end a series on. It's small, it's fun, it's high. What I said?
Yeah.
He's,
No, what you said in lobby is so funny. He's CP boy.
He's a CP boy. We love our Balrog fan. He's
definitely.
such a great guy. And it looks like some players are going to take a quick bio break, and we're going to be coming right back.
I can't blame them after a really hard fought first 2 games. This is the third deciding match. You want to make sure everything's good. You're not having anything distracting you from your play, and yeah, give the players just a minute to get things all settled in. But Tomb of the Spider Queen, yeah, like you said, it's really high impact, really quick rotations that are allowed to happen because of the length of the map, or the lack of length on the map from top to bottom. And this is one of those maps, one of those sneaky battlegrounds where you could see that combo, that Cho'Gall, potentially.
Yeah, God, I don't want to hear anything more about Cho'Gall. Like every time I feel like a friend started playing Heroes again who hasn't played since Tech Alpha, about midway through Tech Alpha, and he finally came back. And I kid you not, the first 3 games we played were against Cho'Galls.
Oh my gosh, that would make me never want to play the game ever again.
And the concept of that hero broke his brain. He's like, what is that? I'm like, that's
why is this happening?
I'm like, he's like, why does this guy have so much HP? I'm like, because it's 2 heroes technically. And he's like, what? I'm like, one person just smashes their face against the buttons and the other person controls the body. He's like, that's so stupid. I want to play him now. No, we're not playing Cho'Gall. Stop it. Stop
I
asking.
want to play him.
Yeah. No. But yeah, Cho'Gall is a nightmare, but I don't think we'll see him here. Not what I don't expect you face Braxis or Trog squad to bet the farm on a Cho'Gall pick. Because the loser of this does go home. They are done with Chair League for the season. So
yeah, that's rough.
and
I think we did have you face Braxis on the left side.
Yep. They're the home team. They do stay on the left side. And
Waiting for the players to load in here on this draft for game number 3 of Tomb of the Spider Queen. We are Nexus Commentaries. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to hit that follow button if you're enjoying the content we are putting out. Game 3 is underway. Are we going to see, once again, the same bands that we've been seeing all night? The Kel'Thuzad, a lot of the times getting banned.
I think after that last game, if you're Trog squad, you ban Kel'Thuzad. You just don't deal with it at this point. Like I said, they had that early game going pretty well, but as soon as that quest got done, the game just completely flipped on its head.
Oh, it absolutely did. But the thing is, they're in this position, which is what's interesting always about the first pick position, is you can either force them to ban it out, or you just play it yourselves. And it looks like, you face Braxis. They know the potential of the Lich Lord, and they're gonna ban him out.
I don't blame him.
So Nubrak, I don't blame him for banning out a Nubrak as well. And that opens them up to picking up Garrosh here. Garrosh, not a huge surprise. Definitely getting a lot of favor as the meta gets further fleshed out, people get more familiar with Garrosh's strengths, and oh my goodness,
Okay, so we're just
that's
gonna
our Rhaegar.
we're just gonna straight up take the two best healers in the game, leaving you with the scraps. Good luck with that, guys.
So what
That's-
this really does, though, is it makes this second ban for them extremely challenging. I mean, what do you ban? You have to be thinking, okay, it could potentially be a Tracer, could be an Illidan, could be a Vala, could be hundreds of other heroes. It feels like, I know there's not that many heroes in the game, but that's what it feels like. It's like, how do you even defend against this? Trog Squad has a really tough 2 picks here, and also a really tough ban coming up, just because of how open-ended an opening like a Tassar Rhaegar makes them.
Yeah, definitely. And we see the Diablo and Malfurion, and I really like the synergy between Garrosh and Malfurion. Garrosh throwing somebody back, Malfurion rooting them into that spot. It could lead, and then Diablo following up with a Shadow Charge. You know, that could be. That's a lot of lockdown for one hero. So we're definitely going to take a look at what you face Braxis. It's going to ban the second round. If I'm them, I'm looking at banning out somebody who can wave clear in a hurry. So I'm looking at maybe banning a Vala.
Gul'dan.
Gul'dan would be really smart here. Even, well, they're not going to go with a third tank, so Johanna's not the most pressing issue at this point. I think I
They're
like to.
covering Kale, and I'm a little surprised by this. The 2 KTs get banned out by you face Braxis. Well, the real KT, please stand up.
I like that one. That one's a good one.
I don't think I've ever seen that before in a draft. That's pretty fun. I mean, obviously, it's only been a few weeks since Kale or Kel'Thuzad has been out, so only a few weeks to be able to get that. And
Right.
yeah, the next ban here. All right, what do you ban in this position as Trog Squad?
Well, they can go with the Arthas. He would get the most value on this map, if especially if in a double tank setup with Syndragosa, just essentially guaranteeing a keep.
Mm-hmm.
Or a fort or keep or any structure at that point. But if you do that, you leave yourself open to them picking Dahaka or any other Dahaka ETC, any other number of potential equally tiered tanks at this point.
Yeah. And it is the Arthas that is going to get locked in for the ban. And like you said, for those reasons, I do like them getting it off the table of options for you face Braxis. Arthas is really strong on pretty much every battleground right now, but even more so on these close quarters of Tomb of the Spider Queen. These really close walls next to each other. It's really easy to get hit by that Howling Blast, so I do like that. And we're going to see what they do decide to pick up here. I'm wondering if they're really going to hide what the strategy is and just pick up 2 warriors here and leave them guessing on what that hyper carry is going to be with the help of Tassadar.
I feel like we're about to see a Johanna picked up. God, I'm so good at this game.
It's going to be Johanna and Greymane, so a little bit revealed there as far as their damage is coming from. I'm curious if we might just see the Johanna single tank here. And I think that would be okay. She obviously takes quite a bit of damage, or is able to take quite a bit of damage. And obviously the wave clear is good as well. Greymane, great wave clear. Tastar, Rhaegar, this is all great wave clear on the side of you face Braxis.
Okay. I have the sinking feeling we're going to see a last pick Asmo. Think about the
On
set
the side of Braxis?
on the side of Braxis. Hear me
Yeah.
out. They've got Rhaegar, great wave clear. Tassadar, great wave clear. Johanna, great wave clear. Greymane, great initiating wave clear. It would be easy stacks for Asmo.
Yeah, I could definitely
don't-
see that
I-
being a thing.
I don't normally like to think about that, but this is where I feel it's going. And we see a Gul'dan and an Alarak come out on the side of Trog Squad, and I dig it.
Yeah, I do as well. Alarak is a really good counter to this melee heavy composition coming out of Braxis. It can really shut down the Greymane if you're able to get in position right, get the silences down, and really isolate them from being able to escape using that form change into the human form to escape. If you're able to put down the damage just enough, you're going to be able to pick off him. And yeah, we'll have to see. It might be another specialist. I could see a Nazebo fitting into this comp as well. But Asmo, yeah, like you were saying, I think the Asmo would have a really fun, wonderful time stacking those globes with this composition.
No, we don't see. Darn it! I was really hoping. So this is literally team wave clear.
It is. And Tomb is definitely one of those battlegrounds where you can really focus on playing just the objective and trying to kind of avoid team fights. We'll see if that's kind of their strategy going forward. Maybe avoiding team fights till 10 as best as they can. But we are looking into game number 3 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We have you face a Braxis versus Trog Squad in a really fun draft. I really enjoyed that draft. It was a little different than we're used to seeing, and it's going to come down to execution on both sides.
Yeah, Trog Squad showing that they are not to be trifled with. They're taking game 1 in a very dramatic comeback, essentially poking the bear awake, and you face Braxis taking game number 2 on Braxis holdout in a dominating fashion. Just kind of grabbing the lead as soon as Kel'Thuzad finished his quest and pretty much never looked back.
Yeah, he just comes online after finishing that and just becomes a complete nightmare, and we saw exactly why a lot of teams have been banning Kel'Thuzad lately. And that's why we saw him banned this game, even by Braxis. They didn't want that option to be on the table for Trog Squad, and I can't blame them. But here we are in the game number 3 on the side of you face Braxis. We have Winterhair playing the Greymane, the Louds on Tastar, Emperor Juice playing Leoric, You're My Hero on Rhaegar, and Midiman on Johanna.
And on the side of Trog Squad, looking to advance in the Division 2 tournament, we got Onambian on the Diablo, reprising his role from Game 1. Donison on the Malfurion, Tal Griffin on the Gul'dan, Jamaica on the Alarak, and J Fail on J Frail on the Garrosh. Sorry, J Frail.
It's all good. We do see both teams just duking it out, spraying. I love this. I love this spray. This is awesome.
The spray
So
battle.
happy. This makes me happy. We do see Malfurion actually picking up the Moonburn talent at 1, help with the wave clear a bit, especially up against how big the wave clear is on the side.
Ooh,
of
Midiman getting
Braxis.
thrown
Ooh.
back, pops the Iron Skin, and just says, did you guys forget I'm Johanna? I just walk away from everything you do.
Yeah, and this is the scary thing about them clumping up. Greymane, those Gilnean cocktails are just going to start adding up over time. They have to really be careful about being that close there. And we're going to see the 4-man rotation from Braxis. And they're just a little bit ahead in the rotation in wave clear now.
Yeah, You're My Hero's got to be very careful when he's trying to nip at Diablo like that. Diablo could just take him to give him a one-way ride
trip
to Suplex City. And
Yeah.
that's not a position you want to be in. And but we're just watching these teams run back and forth, and a very interesting lane matchup up in the bottom between Alrak and Leoric. And that's,
Yeah,
that's
both of them are good solo laners. Alrak we don't see nearly as much because definitely other heroes are a little bit stronger in that position, but I do like what we're seeing from the rotations right now, and I think yeah, both teams are pretty even. If you look at the middle tower shots, they're depleted a bit. Top tower shots on the side of Braxis, they're getting depleted as well. So both teams very even in XP, and we do see Diablo get a little bit ahead. We do see Mini Man tossed once again, but like we were saying earlier, that's not necessarily the target you want to toss. And oh, Nadman.
yeah, that's what happens when you stick around too long in this comp. You get slowed, you get just bursted down by AoE, and that first blood belongs to You Face Braxis. A good start for You Face Braxis. Grabbing an early level 4, grabbing the healing totem was the Rhaegar Winterheart going for a ride. That's actually a pretty dangerous spot for him. You see what You Face Trog Squad is trying to do with that Garrosh and Malfurion combo. So
Yeah, most definitely.
But again,
And we're gonna see.
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go, you go ahead.
Okay. We're going to see this mid lane get cleared out by both teams as they just try to apply pressure. And interestingly enough, we do see actually at level 1 Warbreaker getting picked up by the Garrosh. Getting a little bit further into that quest. There he gets another charge onto it. But now we see Johanna once again getting pulled back, but able to walk away easily.
The Carbot animation proving true once again. It doesn't matter what you do to her; she's just gonna walk away.
Yeah, and revisiting this bottom lane, it does look like Alrak is winning it pretty handedly. Emperor Juice really low on HP and can't really contest this wave currently. Must not have the tap there, but in the middle, we're seeing the turn in by Garrosh. Oh, isn't able to get the turn of 17 gems. Both teams have enough for a Webweaver phase, and we'll have to see who's able to just get it done first.
Yeah, I got a feeling that You Face Braxis will be able to. Winterheart getting pushed back, hits the Worgen form, gets suplexed back again, but has the lightning shield on him, and Jay Frail almost going down right there. The totem gets sniped out by the Gul'dan, and both sides reset once again.
Yeah, that was a really good save. Jay Frail had 17 gems on him. That would have been a huge setback for the objective game. We did see Alrak able to turn in, so that's 18 gems currently in the can for our red side, and we're gonna see Braxis trying to turn in, but they're just getting interrupted by the Moonfire, by the Diablo getting in their faces and pushing them out of the turn-in.
Yeah, and Johanna throwing a shield glare out there, trying to slow this down. But Tal Griffin and okay, thought Jay Frail was gonna get it. They need his gems, and they're gonna get the first Webweaver phase. And I will actually commend You Face Braxis for not trying to delay that. During this Webweaver phase, they're gonna still be collecting gems, and they will probably have enough to do a double turn-in after this Webweaver phase on the side of You Face Braxis.
Yeah, we're going to see right now Trog Squad pushing very hard in this bottom lane, trying to get as much value out of it. And Braxis is actually just going to give this up and decide to trade themselves. They're pushing out the top lane, and I think they thought better about this as they see all 5 in this bottom lane. This is a dead fort, but they're clearing mid now, and we'll see how they decide to collapse. They're aggressively collapsing on the right side of the battleground here, and they're engaging right now. A whole bunch of damage going on onto You Face Braxis, but the shield glare comes out, makes it really hard for them to re-engage, and Diablo, getting very low, is able to walk behind this wall and survive. But this Webweaver still up. It's going to be able to get this fort with this final shot.
Oh, just missing the kill on that Webweaver, and it does get the fort, but U-Face Braxis still has a very, very, very slight edge in terms of XP right now.
Yeah, it's really slight, but they are collapsing this bottom lane. They do have to have Tassar patient out. That means he's not going to be able to escape this. They knew that cooldown was there. They had the Diablo toss him over and complete the kill onto Tassar. So a good kill, recognizing that it was up for contention there. And we are going to see now a rotation up to the top lane, bullying off Greymane from getting this lane pushed out even further. Because look at all these spiders in top lane. That's a pretty big wave that they can take advantage of.
Yeah, and they definitely are going to take advantage of it. Johanna dropping that condemn, but I like this. Oh, Johanna gets tossed back, but once again, pops the Iron Skin, walks away, and it does look like U-Face Braxis will eventually get this turn in, as both teams near heroic talents.
Yeah, Trog squad going to pick it up first. They have a little bit of an advantage here, and they actually almost have. They're about 20 gems away from being able to get another turn in. They're going to pick up standard heroics here, nothing out of the ordinary that we'd expect from these heroes that they are getting in. That echoed corruption on Gul'dan is almost done. He's at 35-40. Once that comes online, it makes it even scarier. Heroics do come online for Braxis. They're going to be taking March of the Black King once again. Here we go. Engagement in the middle lane over this turn-in.
Yeah, the Apocalypse drops, lands on the 3, but Onambian is in a really bad spot. The Twilight Drink does come out and lands on 2. Garrosh getting a pull on the 2. J-Frail in a lot of trouble right now. It does just manage to walk back thanks to the armor up trade of Garrosh, taking far less damage than what he would be. And
they're going to get a turn in here. And what happens really with that engagement was this continues fighting, though, that Garrosh is in a whole mess of trouble. The Ancestral does connect, and they're able to continue pressuring Everjuice. In trouble, though, once again. But they are going to continue going, and Greymane going in deep, but does have to back out because of low HP. But I did want to say that the reason that engagement, that first engagement turned around in favor of U-Face Braxis was as soon as the APOC came down, Blessed Shield came out from Miniman and prevented the rest of the team on Trog Squad to follow up on that APOC. And obviously that ended up being the death of Diablo. And that helped them secure this turn-in. Like you said earlier, though, they do have enough gems for a second turn-in and could be setting up for a back-to-back here.
Yeah, this is what I would expect out of this U-Face Braxis. A nice wall stopping Diablo. Leoric gets tossed in, but Spooky Scary Skeleton walks his way out of there. Nice into the fray from Garrosh to get Jamaica out of trouble just now. Another nice force wall, and they're going to secure this bottom fort. Great TK, followed by an attempted Discord strike, and Delouts throws a one more force wall to dissuade any further pursuit.
Yeah, now we're really, this whole game we've been seeing kind of the benefits of the front line that Braxis has drafted here. Leoric and Johanna both are like probably the least susceptible to Garrosh's throw. You get the Wraith Walk from the Leoric, and obviously the trait from Johanna. Able to trigger that. Delout in a little bit of trouble. Does have to use the phase shift out. We're going to see a big engagement here. We do see Emperor Juice dropping a ton of gems here. Can they pick them up? There's a huge stack of gems there. It's going to be depleted. And now we have Trog Squad fighting their way back into this. We also did see that World Breaker talent get completed by Garrosh. So now the cooldown is much shorter, able to pull in heroes even more frequently.
I see why people are beginning to take that Entangling Roots quest now. Every time it slaps a hero, the treant's damage gets permanently increased by 8. And now,
yeah, that extra damage can add up for a while and creep up on you. It's almost like the spider damage. You think, oh, these are just spiders; they're not doing anything, but all of a sudden you're at 50% HP and dead.
And we do see Trog Squad grab a second Web Weaver phase for themselves.
Yeah, it looks like they're posturing themselves up in the top lane to try to push that out as best as they can. That's their best option. The unstoppable by Leoric. Did you see what that did?
That was
against the Alarak.
Yeah, that just completely stuffed the TK Discord Strike combo right there. It was really smart idea. I feel like Emperor Juice is just waiting to hit R into this crowd. Nice force
really
wall.
is.
And Midi Man.
A good route though as well. And the pull-in, they're going to get the Leoric. I don't know if he has enough to back off of this. Oh, Malfurion does get killed. The Ancestral onto Leoric keeps him alive as the Mark the Black King does come out. Not able to secure any more kills yet, but they do end up getting Diablo. They're going to continue pressuring in this top lane, but they do need to back off and take care of these Web Weavers. Top one is still pushing onto this fort. Will be taken care of by the Tassadar. Mid one does get removed after taking about 50% HP, and this bottom one is marching onto the keep wall in the bottom lane, but they are going to be here in time to respond.
We see Johanna finishing up Regen Master at a very good pace right there, 12:50, just south of 13 minutes. That's a really good time for her to get that extra HP and that HP regen. Emperor Juice throwing a random Drain Hope out, and it does connect.
There's that scary treant made quick work of, but we do see the phase shift has to be used by Tassar to escape the clutches there. But they are going to push this engagement. We do see what Johanna does engage, re-engages again. The Blessed Shield almost enough to kill the Diablo, but Diablo is going to be able to walk away from this unscathed, and Greyman gets killed. So this is going to be a big turnaround. Leoric in a really scary position, able to Wraith walk away though. Yeah. And they're going to give up this position, and they can in this phase of the game give this up because there aren't enough gems on the side of Trog Squad to get another turn in.
Yeah, and Midi Man needs to be careful as to not get caught in a position that could lead to him dying, as he's carrying 52 gems, well over half of his team's gem count, as the little spiderlings claim the mid fort, and that does give Trog Squad a structure advantage at this point.
Yeah, structure advantage, and it evens them up in XP with you face Braxis. As we enter this kind of mid phase of the game, both teams picking up their bruisers, and they're just going to meet in the middle and do nothing. Basically, is what they're going to do. They're going to negate
bread and
each
butter.
other.
Yeah.
For the most part, but, we are going to see Trog Squad actually clear these out, so they might actually get some good value out of this camp. We are going to see Braxis though. They are going to be in position to respond to this, and both teams just kind of dancing around until someone hits 16.
Yeah, it does look like you face Braxis will get there just a touch sooner than Trog Squad will, and Miniman really wants to get rid of these gems at this point.
He wants to turn in so bad. Like, he's just really frustrated by not being able to turn in. Level 16s are available. Here comes the initiation. The fear comes out. It's on to Greyman only. The Ancestral does connect on him. I don't know if that was totally necessary, but it is able to keep him alive, and that secures a kill for them in their favor. That secures a second. We do get a third as well, and a fourth. This is a huge win for Braxis. Go turn your coins in, Midi Man.
Ooh, that was almost Jamaica getting really bold right there. Almost getting picked off by Greyman. He was waiting for it. And this is going to be a really good Web Weaver phase for the side of U-Face Braxis, as they already have this giant wave on the bottom. And that's going to just have these spiderlings just come right up to that bottom gate.
Yeah, and this is the conundrum for Trog Squad, is all five are pushing mid, but you have this nasty wave in the bottom that's going to be pushing into the keep wall as well. And now Braxis make it even more difficult. They're going to play it the safe way, get the top fort, get more XP in their favor, and I think just back off of this and kind of let the web weaver phase just do its own thing, position themselves to potentially get another turn in and get another web weaver phase. It looks like they are positioning themselves. The bottom side of the battleground is, yeah, Trog Squad is forced to go top here to clear, and they could have just enough time. Actually, they are going to be getting the siege camp, neutral siege camp in the bottom to add even more pressure into that lane.
Yeah, and this is a really smart decision. It's not as obvious as the boss play, but it still provides a lot of benefit by forcing Trog Squad to have to respond to that, since that front gate is, they have to respond to that.
Yeah, Trog Squad checked the boss, and that's going to mean this turn-in is going to be uncontested with the siege camp in the bottom lane as well. So they're going to focus their efforts on this bottom lane, clear out the minions, and start really pressuring this front wall. The tower is down, the gate is already down, so they have potential to put some damage on this bottom keep and really open things up for an avenue of victory.
Yeah, and the siege camp does do its job and gets that other tower down, but Winterheart once again has just been constantly caught out by.
Oh wow, that was a huge silence from the Malfurion, and making it so that Greymane couldn't escape out of that, and then the root to follow it up, and the Ancestral just was not able to connect in time, and so they get a kill out of it. They're able to defend this bottom web weaver without taking too much damage, just a sliver off of that bottom keep. They're rotating to top now. It looks like they're more concerned about this top wave than the mid, is they're letting Gul'dan clear that up. And now Braxis, they're just backing off. They know they can't engage without that Greymane, the source of their damage. They're going to pick up their Bruiser camp as well, as this web weaver phase does end. And I'd like to see them go for boss here. Let's see if they understand where the position is, and it looks like they do understand what's going on and do take the initiative.
Ooh, they're Trog Squad going for boss, feeling like they could probably get it. Garrosh playing a gatekeeper right now.
Greymane's just barely going to be here in time, and they can actually engage on this. So this is a very scary moment for Trog Squad. Here we go. Garrosh taking a ton of damage, gets focused down. The silence comes out, but we do see Winterhair takes the Ancestral, and that's a 2-4-0. Diablo is going to be able to come back quickly, but 4v5, and now Braxis, they're like, hey, yeah, the boss reset, but we'll take it anyways.
Alrock trying to get clever with some positioning right there, but Emperor Juice is having none of this. This is going to be a really big ultimate potentially coming out, but the Discord Strike stops them. This is everywhere.
This is so risky for Trog. They're down Storm Talents right now, and they're going to lose 2, or at least 1. Okay, it was a 1-for-1 trade, but they're going to lose Gul'dan as well, and they're still down these Storm Talents. Oh, but Tassar gets eliminated by the Counter-Strike, but does kill off the Alarak as well. They don't have enough gems for a turn-in. They're going to go support this camp in the mid, try to get this fort and get some value out of it. Garrosh in a little bit of trouble, uses the Warlord Heroic, and Blessed Shield comes out, secures the first keep of the game. Mid for you face Braxis.
And I love this. They're taking that aggressive camp just to get that additional pressure in the mid. They're going to come down bottom, clear that wave out. There's a lot of gems right there, and that's just going to be so much more benefit for another turn-in phase.
Yeah, this really sets them up for a good position to dump their gems here. I think they might hang on to them until they have an actual turn-in. Level 20s coming online for Trog Squad. picking a lot of strong talents here. We do see Demonic Circle for the Gul'dan. We do see the lot able to let the Gul'dan zoom around the map as needed. And we are going to see Death Wish as well as Storm Shield, Deadly Charge, and the Dying Breath from Diablo. But we do see the wall come in, forces off the Diablo, but the Storm Shield does come out. That was such a great silence from Malfurion, but it's not enough.
Oh, the Black March landed on 2, and Yorick got so much value out of that. Midi-Man just going in, knows his indestructible is on off cooldown, so he doesn't really care if he takes too much damage, as you face Braxis end up getting 3 out of that. They're going to go
has
for...
to be careful, though. Gul'dan is just putting a ton of damage, and I mean, yeah, I don't blame them for wanting to try to end this game now, but I'm a little worried. Look at that. Ember Juice almost dying there.
The shields and the heals coming in handy, though, right now. Heals them back up to about half hit points. And really, this is the... Yeah, they get that top keep out of the way, and now you boss. So you go for that win condition is open up top. And you see what you can get. I think they can do this. All their ultimates, except for Ancestral, are off cooldown.
They definitely can end off of this. It'll be a 5v5 engagement, but they're up 2 levels right now, which is a definite power spike in their favor, but it looks like they are going to play it safe. Clear this bottom wave of minions. I mean, look at that huge wave. That's a lot of gems that they can pick up as well. Yeah. Gil Neon Cocktail missing, unfortunately, there, so a little bit more work to clear out this, but they're going to pick up their Bruiser as well as clearing the bottom lane to give them a little bit more breathing room. Playing it safe. Can you blame them on the game 3 to play it safe?
Yeah. Game 3, you don't want to risk an all-in and come out on the losing end, and then you're done for the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're gonna see they get a turn in. They're gonna get the siege camp from bottom lane as well. And now they can kind of just choose whichever lane they want to try to end in, and they're looking to at least position themselves to start off this web phase in the bottom lane, finish off that keep, get even more experience, more catapults in every lane as well.
And
they're just dancing around.
Yeah, this is a rock and a hard place for Trog squad right now, because which lane do you defend right now? You can't let those web weavers push all the way up. They're nice stun on the floor right now.
You gotta get some sort of pick here to try to come back. The Ancestral does come off. Huge silence as well, but they aren't able to secure any kills quite yet as Frail just gets eliminated here. The Garrosh going down, the Diablo going down. He doesn't have the souls. Oh, and we are going to see the Alrak also in trouble. And now the pressure on the core is just too much. It's going to be the Winions taking the game for You-Face Braxis as they move on here in the Chair League Division 2 playoffs.
Yep, and that was... I'll give it up to Trog squad. They showed up to play. They did amazing, considering that was the Trog or You-Face Braxis hasn't dropped a single game this season. Trog squad looked amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing more out of them. You know, they in the future.
Yeah, I was really impressed with them, just with how